Welcome back, everyone, to Open Line. Happy to have with us Tim Takacs. We're talking elder law, elder care law. And let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Joanne here. Hello, Joanne.
Yes.
Go right ahead. What's on your mind?
So my experience is with two elderly relatives, one who lived in Florida, one who lived in New York. Both of those states have, most of their nursing homes, the good nursing homes or assisted living, are not for profit, as opposed to those in Tennessee being for profit. And in Florida, when the elderly aunts went into the assisted living and then nursing home care, they were told that when they spent down to Medicaid, their level of care and their room would not change, nothing would change. The same was true with the aunt who was in New York. In both cases, but especially in New York, when I was going around trying to find a nursing home for the aunt in New York, I kept showing up at the same walkthroughs with a man who was trying to find a place for his father. And in every single case, the social worker or the admissions director would look at the other man and say, your father is on an Advantage plan. He will have to go back on traditional Medicare. And my aunts were all on traditional Medicare with supplements. And I don't think people realize that after a certain point, you cannot go from an Advantage care plan back to traditional Medicare and get a supplement. So if you go from one to the other, you're then going to be responsible for anything over that 80%. And I don't know if it's only the not-for-profit nursing homes that operate that way or if it's all of them, but it's a pitfall that, and until a couple years ago, because as I was approaching that age, they said, well, you know, you can only change up until the age of 67. So, you know, and I know they sell a lot. They sell you dentures and vision plans.
Right. All right.
Things, but then you hit the wall, and when you go into a nursing home or assisted living, you're responsible for everything past that 80% if you have to go back on traditional Medicare.
Right. All right. Yeah. Well, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joanne.
Excellent. So basically, what Joanne was saying is that we have our older people. They're age 65. You know, like my client that I was telling you about. You know that. You know, she has money and whatever else, and she's thinking about doing, this is during the break and all that.
Right.
You know, okay, so she's in an Advantage plan and she's in good health. You know, she went into an Advantage plan, a Medicare Advantage plan. You know, in Tennessee, there's HealthSpring, there's United Healthcare. So some of those names, I'm not touting them. I'm just saying, as those are often the ones. It's Medicare Managed Care. It is a managed care organization. You know, and that's who. It's a private for-profit company, and that's where you get your Medicare from. Okay. So, you know, and a lot of people like that because they can get more for their money. Because when they're healthy, you know, they're 65 and they're healthy, you know, and they are now in Medicare, and they have a certain period of time to elect. You know, do you want to go into do you want to be in traditional Medicare, or do you want a Medicare Managed Care organization? You know, and they're going, okay, what's the difference? You know, the sort of the difference is, well, you can get more for your money if you are in Medicare Managed Care.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, you're already healthy. You know, there's a lot of like health benefits and whatnot, so you get into those things. You know, and people, great, you know, I'm saving money, you know, I'm healthy. Why do I have to get in all these plans which are, you know, which I'm paying more for because, you know, there's healthy people and sick people and all of those other plans, you know, so they pick the Medicare Managed Care plan. All right, now, what Joanne is saying is exactly right, is that Medicare supplemental insurance policies are underwritten. All right, basically what that means is that, you know, once you get into them, you know, they have to take you.
Okay.
But when you're in a Medicare Managed Care plan and want to switch back to traditional Medicare and get a Medicare supplemental insurance policy, you know, they may take you, but they're going to rate you based upon your health.
Okay. Wow.
That's what Joanne's talking about. You know, and if you're looking for assisted living, you're looking for nursing home care, guess what? You're not healthy. And if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, and you have, you may be having some deductibles or whatever it is, then suddenly for the bunch, it's not such a good deal anymore. And their thinking is, well, if I can get back to traditional Medicare, then I can get a supplement, I will actually have less out of pocket, than I would have if I stayed in my Medicare Advantage plan.
And so, what should people do there? What do you recommend? Like, what do people do?
Be very careful about choosing your plan. I mean, the hard part about that is, Ben, and everybody else out there is that, if I knew what was going to happen to you, I would tell you exactly what plan to get in and what to do. Yeah. And that's the hard part is that it's almost like we have too many choices. Because the choice that you made at age 65, like we were talking about earlier, is, our clients they've been in the same plan for years, and they don't want to make a move because right now their plan isn't hurting them. They don't know that they could maybe get into a different plan that could actually help them more. But they don't know that. So they're just thinking, well, no, as long as I'm in the same place and I'm, and I can put up with where I am, I'm okay.
But it's time to think about changing.
It's time to think about changing, and unfortunately there are people that are in Medicare, Advantage plans that maybe it works for them today, but maybe it's not working well for them later. But at the same time, I don't want anybody to get the impression is that the older you get and the sicker you get, you got to get out of an Advantage plan either. Right. Because that would also be wrong advice.
Interesting. So there's a lot of thought.
It's really very difficult. Medicare is.
It sounds. Yeah, it does. All right, let's go to another call. Let's go to Steve. Hello, Steve.
Yes, the lady called in about saying, well, if you go into a nursing home, you need this plan or that plan. He failed to point out that Medicare doesn't pay for assisted living or for nursing home, except if you're in there for rehab for up to 100 days. But it doesn't pay for long-term care. Right. And the Advantage plans do pay something for, it just says Medicare, traditional Medicare does, for your 100 days.
Yeah. But at the same time, Medicare Advantage plans, they don't pay for assisted living and they don't pay for nursing home care. Yeah. So that's really not. I mean, I understand Steve's point is exactly right. Is that the only if you're looking for payment for assisted living or you're looking for payment for a nursing home, the Medicare Advantage plans and traditional Medicare, they pay for acute care. Which, in other words, you have to be sick, you have to be going through therapy, you're going to have to go through rehab. So traditional Medicare and Medicare Advantage works the same way. Otherwise, you're on private pay in a nursing home or private pay in assisted living. Now, there are some assisted living, there's some veterans benefits, that for people that qualify for nursing home care. There are veterans benefits for people, like if you're in assisted living or nursing home.
And that's important.
But that is important.
And a lot of people forget that.
And a lot of people forget that too.
And widows.
Like
and
exactly,
kind of
they have the spouses, the survivor's benefit. Mm-hmm. So that's like, I mean, we've done a whole show on that.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Richard. Hello, Richard.
Oh, yes.
Go right ahead.
All right, then. Hello?
Hello, yeah, go right ahead. Whatever you want to say. What's on your mind?
Oh, okay. If you're enrolled in Medicare supplemental plan, Plan Health, and you want to switch providers, do you have to re-qualify again?
I don't believe so.
Mm-hmm. I don't
believe that you do.
I definitely
now I'm sitting here going, okay, now stump the lawyer. Rich wins tonight. But
Richard, okay, good question.
Yeah.
Because that's why you need to think about this, and you need to plan about this, and you need maybe some advice on this because it can be a lot.
Yes. The good part about Richard is that, for one, is if his insurance company pulls out, then he automatically can get back into another plan. He doesn't have to. There's no underwriting for that. If he's trying to change plans from maybe Plan F to a different plan, that's one of those things where you do your homework to see, Because if you're trying to get in, if you're in a, let's say, a lower cost plan, and want to get into a higher cost plan, you're going to have to pay more money, because not all Medicare supplemental plans cover the same thing. So you can expect to pay more, or maybe you may pay less depending on what you choose. But can they deny you? I mean, that's kind of one of those things where, that's, like I say, that's really kind of the nitty gritty. That's just a little beyond what I know.
Okay. All right. Why don't we take a break?
Okay.
I want to come back, talk about trusts, maybe even wills.
Sure.
But trusts, what are they? When are they appropriate? That kind of thing. So we'll take a break. If you want to call in, there's the number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. We'll take a break. Be back right after this.